Hello, this is Trevor. Today we're working on another DOM lab in Portswigger's Web Security Academy. This time we're exploiting DOM clobbering to enable XSS. And it's a expert lab. We're allowed to do safe HTML. To solve this lab, we need to get an alert function. And that it's only working in Chrome, and I've got Chrome up here. So I was not able to solve this one on my own. I did start it, and I feel like I got real close, but I had to look at the solution. So in this video, we're going to do the same as the other ones I wasn't able to solve. We're just going to walk through the solution and talk a little bit about it. But first, I want to talk about DOM clobbering. So I made this web page, and here's the contents of it. You can see it's super simple here, but it allows us to see kind of the concepts of DOM clobbering. Because I have this A tag with an ID of test, what I want to show you what alert test shows. Let's do console.log test. Now, notice that this is a variable name, and I don't have anything in JavaScript defining that variable, right? All I have is an ID of this A tag with the same name. So if I hit enter here, what? That is, and these spaces were just because I was playing around. Let me refresh the page and do this again. See that the spaces are gone. So how does it get this? And this is kind of a legacy part of browsers where it will integrate, things with the ID into the variables available to the page. If we do test.href, boom, we get test. I think we can do ID. Yeah. And just get test. So that's basically DOM clobbering. Is we want to overwrite using writing HTML part of what the script uses. Okay, with that in mind, let's take a look at the lab. And we know that this is in the comment functionality. Please remember to like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. We'll go straight to a blog post with a comment. And let's view page source. And right here, we see DOM purify, and then loads comments with DOM clobbering. So let's take a look at this script. And nothing too interesting. Here's some escape HTML. You can see it's regex, and it does it globally for any of the less than single quote or double quote. Display comments. We want this line. I'm pretty sure, actually. This is, I looked over the answer a little bit, but when I was doing it myself, this is the line that stood out to me. So, but we'll double check once we take a look at the answer. So what this is saying is if there's a window.defaultAvatar, we're going to set that its value to, default avatar is going to equal this, or if it doesn't exist, it's going to equal this, right? So what if we could create a variable named this that gets put here, that gets saved as this? Then in the next line, we can see that comment.avatar, if this is true, comment.avatar, then this gets executed, right? Which that would be bad for us trying to get XSS. But if it's not this, so that's the ternary test this. If it's true, do this. If it's not, do this, right? And here we use this object that's defined here and get its .avatar property, right? So let's play around with that. What if we created a ID equals default avatar and another one, a ID equals default avatar name equals avatar href equals blah. Okay, let's check this out now. Let's do console.log default avatar. We know that that will be, we've got a collection because it combines both the A's that we put together into one item. And if we look through here, we can see all the properties of that item, right? We want to know, what does default avatar.avatar equal? It's our whole inside thing. Now, so we've successfully overwritten the avatar value, right, to our thing. All right. So let's take a look at the solution now. They're doing something very similar, right? They're doing copy. Let's paste this in Kate. But they do one other trick, and we'll talk about that in just a second. So they're creating an A element with an ID of default avatar, another one with default avatar, just like we did. And then they're setting the name avatar. They don't use any quotes, and I don't know if that's significant. Let's try that. See if that makes a difference. Whoops, R, whoops, R. Okay. And then the href is the payload. So let's go back to here and refresh it. Doesn't seem to make any difference. View page source. We've got everything the same except for the href of just blah. But we do get a different answer than, what we were expecting. Okay, so let's continue on with this. So we're overriding this object, this default avatar. We're clobbering it using the ID, naming it, and then setting a name to override, to create a property, and this is what's going to get passed through. What we have here is CID, which is a scheme available for DOM Purify, and an HTML encoded entity of a double quote. And then we have on error equals alert 1, right? So that means that when this gets injected right here, we're going to have image class avatar source double quote on error equals the alert. And so that'll be it. So then we need to run it again to execute the code, and boom, that's how we'll solve this. So let's go ahead and start writing out the script. Or we can play around and actually, you know, do console.log. So we want A with a href no, we want A with an ID equals default. I don't think the double quotes make an issue. Let's default avatar. Let's try it with. And then end that one. And we don't want, yeah, we want to keep it open. I don't know. I don't think that matters either. ID, we'll play around with that too. ID equals default alt avatar. Name equals, and then we want avatar. Remember, that's the property that we are trying to clobber right here. And then, where am I? There I am. Gosh. Href equals. Here they do use that CID, which I wasn't very familiar with. But it is used, quote, and then on error equals console.log 1 semicolon double quote, and then that. That looks good to me. Let's do this as Greg at thegregor.com, blah. Oh, no, we don't want a website because it'll just say that we don't have it properly formatted. All right, let's inspect and then go back to the blog. We expect to see we do not. So let's see what we did. Inspect. Comments. We want this one. User comments. This one. A default avatar. href. Oh, we need to submit another one now. Duh. But that all looks fine. So now we need to submit another one to have this actually get executed. So blah, Greg at the Gregor post. Back to blog. Ooh. Error unknown URL scheme. We got close, but we did not get it. And look at that. Here's our clobbering. So what did we do wrong here? Is that edit? Let me do edit as HTML. CD amp quote. It's got to be that amp. Let's look at the solution and see quote on it. I don't see anything different besides the alert versus console. So let's try submitting this, and we'll just change the alert just so we don't solve it on accident. Console. Oh, we may need to do this in a different post because I don't know how. Is this going to clobber our clobber? I don't know how that's going to interact, and until I know better, I'm going to start here. Okay. We're going to paste this. We got everything there. We'll do Gregor post. Back to blog. And then we'll do another post blah, Gregor, post. Back to blog. Hey, look at that. We got it. So what was the difference between, but we did end up clobbering that. So as it read through the second time, it found our inspect. It found our comment right here and the value for avatar and used this instead of the, the default to clobber it. See, this one, I must have messed up the quote. That's the only thing I can think of when I did it myself. Or maybe it's because of the double quotes. All right, I'm going to try one more time. Let's go home. Here. I'm going to paste this. And I wonder if what did I paste that? I'm too curious how I messed that first one up. So view post and here inspect here. Oh, I had an E. Dang it. I'm a moron. It's a quat and not quote. Okay. That's why I messed it up the first time. All right. Curiosity's over. Let's go ahead and write our script. So I'm going to, we don't need burp. I'm going to start with, we better fire up burp. Unless I want to tell it not to use burp. It uses it by default. So temporary project. Do boop. Boop. Oh, whoops. I need to stay on this page until it loads. And then I can go off. So we need to call this DOM XSS exploiting DOM clobbering. Vim DOM XSS exploiting DOM clobbering. Pi. We'll grab our template. Okay. So we need to submit 2 comments to have this actually get exploited. Let's check out in utils in the blog. We should have, yep, we have post comments. And we are going to change the comment. So let's do that. Blog.post comment equals payload equals boom boom. Start with that, and then we'll do blog.post comment equals blah, got 'em. And then we'll do blog.is solved. Do we need to view the blog? So, we need a blog ID or a post ID equals, what ones did we screw with already? We did not screw with this one. We screwed with this one, which is post ID 3, and this one, which is 1. So we'll start at 4, and we know that there's at least 6. There's at least 8. There's at least 10. Okay. So we'll start I4. And then I'm sure we need to, yeah, it's the first argument. Post ID and post ID. Now, do we need to visit the post? Do we have like, oh yeah, we have a get post. Let's try that. Blog.get post. I don't know if this is necessary, but might as well give it a shot. Okay, payload. Oh, and we might need to use Selenium again on this one. Our payload's just going to be this. We do have single quotes, so I'm going to switch this to the... I'm sorry, we have double quotes. I'm going to switch ours to single, copy, paste that. And then I don't think I want to change anything with it. I don't think there's anything to change. Nah. All right. Let's give this a try. Let me go and grab that. Python DOM XSS exploiting DOM clobbering. Boom. Go. Yeah. All right. We did solve it. You know, we looked at the solution. So that was expected. But let's view the banner. Boom. All right. So very interesting. We looked at the code and saw that it did something dangerous here. And it said, if this, use this, you know, property or object, if it exists, and then, you know, use it in an unsafe manner, which was concatenating it to the source of the image tag. So we used DOM clobbering to create a reference to this value, right? This default avatar. Within that DOM clobbering, we also had to create a reference to, this avatar property of that object. Once we did that, we set the href to our payload, which was closing off this source tag with a double quote. And we did that using CID, which will bypass DOM purify with the HTML encoded entity for double quote. And then we gave it the on error alert 1, right? And commented out the rest. So that ended the source, added the on error bit, and yeah, set that to the avatar image. This all happened on the second time we ran it through. So the first time we got the HTML properties written to the page. The second time when we posted blah, it actually read those, or this is where it interfered with this, or performed the clobbering, I should say, of this object here, and put in our exploit. Sweet. So this one's a different one. It's unique. I wasn't familiar too much with blog clobbering, and I was not familiar with this at all. So I learned a bunch. As always, if you have any questions, definitely let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. The next one is another expert lab. So I will give it a shot. If I'm able to solve it, great. Otherwise, I'll just walk through the solution like we do here. All right, see you then. Bye-bye.